Hello and welcome back. So in the last video, we looked at the pages that we have in our admin dashboard. We looked at the users and we created this rich data table here. And also we looked at our products page, and also you can see the table that we created here. So now I want us today to focus on banners page here. And also I want us to look at the orders page. And if you come here to this other project that we use for demo, if you click on the banners, you can be able to see that on this right here, we have the banners that we have already in our database and which are being displayed in the website. And here also we have where you can select the image for the banner and or the image, and then you can also add the title and then the subtitle. So the title is this one here and the subtitle is the this one here. So let's do that. So but before that, I want to do also something, and that is pushing my code to GitHub. And you'll find the code of this project in the description of this video. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to push my code. So let me first of all look at the branch that we are in right now. So here you can see we are in the admin branch. So I'm just going to add the changes that I had done in the other video. So I'm going to commit also, and I'm going to just say maybe something like users users page and products page, and I think that will be just fine. So I'm going to push, and I think I can just create an upstream here. So let me just copy this, and I'm going to paste it down here like that. Let me create an upstream so that we can just say git push. So let me add my passphrase. So after I've added the passphrase here, now we have created the upstream. So what I can do is that I can just say git push like that, and my code should be pushed. So let me add also the passphrase here, and after that, now the code will be pushed. And I think here you can see that it's saying that we are everything is up to date, and I think this is because we are pushing the master, so the admin here. So let me just I'm just going to leave it like that for now, but after this video we are going to push our code. So let's continue with the other part that we had, and I want to close the other code that I don't use, that I'm not using. So what I'm doing also is that, okay, let me just leave that. So I'm going to push this down so that we can have a space where we can working. So I'm going to close also the front end and concentrate on our back end, and let us go to the pages and then orders here. So let's start with our orders, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy the code from uh, the other pages, for example the user here. So here we are going to require this data grid here, and also we are going to have I'm going to have this icon here. So let me also make sure that I come up here to the orders, and I'm going to paste these two line of code, but I think I'm not going to require this here. Let me just see how the orders page looks like in the previous project. So here, if I click on orders, you can be able to see how orders are being displayed. So we are not going to have this that icon for trash. So also what I'm going to do here is that, let me just come back here. So I'm going to copy also the other part where we have the data. So for the data grid, we need to have the columns and the row is the data. So I had already prepared that. So here we have the dummy data for our orders, and I'm going to just name it just the data. So let me change here to be just data like that, and I need now the columns. So for the columns, let me just come here. Had already prepared this, And if you are not understanding what I'm doing right now, high possibility is that you have not gone through the other videos. So I'm going to copy this column like that, and going to paste it up here. And also I can be able to import these two icons here. So let me import this, copy that, and I'm going to import this from React icons. So let me just paste it there, and then I can just say React icons and then FA. And then the other thing is, let me see the other one here. So we have this also. So I'm going to copy also this. Let me just come up here, and then I'm going to paste it there. And then the last one is this one here that we have for the clock here, that will show us the pending orders. So I'm going to paste it there. And now the other thing that we have been left with, so this one I'm just going first of all to remove this function for delete order. And the other thing that has been left is this part here down here. So this one I'm just copy pasting everything because it's almost the same thing that we are doing. So I'm going to copy this, and here for the return, let me just paste it here. And this one I'm just going to add here all orders, or maybe I can just say orders like that, orders. And then I'm going to remove this button here because there's no need for us to be, as admin, be able to create orders. That will be the work of the user. So I'm going to paste this, and then I'm going to at least explain a little bit about this code here where we have the columns, because this one can be people cannot be able to understand, or they cannot be able to understand easily the code that I have here. So if I come back to my code and then go back here, you already see here that we have the, the, the data for our status, our orders. So what I'm going to explain is this part here, because the other part here already had explained in the previous video. So how we display the columns here, and also what we can do with this rich data table. So let me just come up here to my code, and you can see here one first thing that I'm doing here for the status. So you can see here I have a status field here, and what I'm doing here where we have the render side here is, for example, to look if the status of the order is 0 or that status is 1. That means that status is pending, and there I'm going to add this icon that is for the clock, this one here, and I'm giving it a color of yellow. If that means that the order doesn't have a status of 0, and also it doesn't have a status of 1, that means that that order has been delivered. And that's why you can see here I'm giving it the color green, and also the icon is different. And that's why if you come here to the code, you can be able to see that. So you can see here that the pending one has this clock icon, and it has a yellow color. But for the delivered, you can see it has this double tick, and it is green. And for the this field that is marked as delivered, which one that is delivered, if I come up here and then proceed to this field that is called mark as delivered, you can see here I'm just checking if I'm checking if the status is 1, and if the status is 0, and then I return this far check circle here, which is this one here, this one, the circle with this done icon. And let me also just show you something. So if it is delivered, that means that I should not check this condition like this. I need to check if the status is greater than 1. So I'm just going to remove this status here, and let me just add it here. Let me just go back a little bit. So here I'm just going to check if the order status is greater than 1, and then I can just add that here. So if it is greater than 1, then means that we are going to return this icon, and if it is less than 1, then we leave it like that. That's why you can see here I have just used double quotation mark without anything. That means that it will leave that field like that. So if I save that and come back here, so to my code, you can be able to see only two that are delivered, and that's why you can see that we have this icon. Actually, I think I have done the opposite, because markers delivered is the only place that you need to click on this icon. So yeah, so it was just okay the way it was. So I'm just going to uh, go back, and if I come back to my code, now when you click on this, you can mark it as delivered, and then if it is already delivered, you cannot mark it as delivered. So that was the logic of the code. So now that is the orders page. So now we can proceed to the banners page here. So here I have a banners page. So let us create the banners page, and from this other project here, we can see how the banners page will look like. So if we check here for this part here where we have active banners, so you can see we have active banners, and also we have this other part where we can be able to upload the image. So if you see here, when you click on this plus icon here, you can be able to select the image here of the product, and then or the banner, and then you can be able to add the title and add the subtitle, and then you can upload that banner for that project, that is, or that to be able to be shown in the front side of this application. So I'm going to come back here and navigate to banners. So let's go to the banners, and we have the banners here. So let's try and create something that look like that page. So here the first thing that you need to notice is that we have two parts. So we have this part here that have active banners, and we have this other part where we need to upload a banner, that is. So here I'm going to first of all be able to style. So I'm going to have a flex, because we are going to have two parts side by side. So I'm going to have a justify content to be evenly, and also I'm going to have a margin that is of 10%, so of around. So here I'm going to have the right or the left side like that, and I can be able to just highlight it or to just comment it, and I'm going to have the right side here. So the left side is where we have the active banners, the right side is where we are going to be able to upload the new banners. So I'm going to comment that. So I have the left part here, so I'm going to have the div here, or that will hold that container. So we have the left part here, and let us first of all style this. So here I'm going to have first of all margin right of 50 pixels like that, and then the other thing is inside here I can have the header, which I'm going to give a heading to, and this one we are going to have it as active banners like that. Let me style also this heading here, so class name, and here I'm going to just say text XL, and also I'm going to have font to be semi bold like that, and margin bottom of 4. I think that will be okay. So if I save this and come back to the application, so here you can be able to see that we have active banners here. So I think also here we need to make sure that it is styled here. So let me just make sure that I do that. So all around we need to have a margin of 10%, of which I have already done that. I don't know why it's not taking like a effect. So let me try like something like 15. And then when I do that, let's come here and see. So it's actually not changing, I think so. So this one, it is not changing. So let's see. Uh, okay. So I'm going to, okay, I'm just going to remove this like that, and then let me just continue here. So after that, we are going to have another div, and this div here will have the active banners. So we are going to have them like they will be after one another, or they will be displayed vertically. So I'm going to just say flex and then flex column. So flex column, and also I'm going to have a space between them. So space Y, and then it will be space Y4. And also now inside here, now I can be able to display now uh, the the banner. So this container here will hold the banners. So this one will be class name here, and I'm going to have it to give it like a flex because I want the items inside the banner to, or this part here. Let me just show you. So this part here, I want it to have to be this container here. I want the products here to be aligned horizontally. So we are going to have the image, you are going to have this part here. We have the title and the description. Here we have the button. So let me have that here. So flex, and also I'm going to have this part also, items to be center. So items should be center, and also I'm going to have justify to be between, and border to be border bottom, and also we are going to have a border to be gray. So border gray like that, and then it will be a variation of 200, and then padding bottom of 4 like that. And then inside here we are going to display the image. So here I'm going to have the image, and here I can display any image that I want. So let me see if I have any image here. So for the assets, so I don't have like an image right here right now. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just from this part here, I can be able to copy this URL for one of those products that we are displaying, and we are going to use it as a banner. So like that, and I can be able also to style the this image here. So let me add the class name, and here I can just say the width will be 32, the height will be 32 also, and also I'm going to have the object to be object cover, and then we are going to have rounded to be MD like that. So if I save that, format that, and save that, so if I come back here, you can be able to see that already. You can see here we are going to have a image, but it is not displayed. That I think because the URL here is not working or something like that. So let me just copy another URL here like that, copy that, and in my banners here I can be able to copy this also. Let me copy that, save it, and here if I reload here, you can see here we have like a image, but this image here is not for the product. So I think I need to have let me just come back here to the products and maybe look for another here. For example, I think this one would just be okay. So copy this, And in the banners here, let me replace this. Yeah, I think this one will be okay. So I'm going to remove this other part here. So let me remove that. Yes, like that. Save it. Now I think this now should work. Okay, we're just going to leave it like that for now. So, and also the other part is where we need to have a div here that will hold the title and the description. So here I'm going to make sure that I style it. So class name, and here I'm going to give it like flex to be 1, and also I want to give a margin left of 4, and also here I can add now the heading. This one will be heading 1, and I want to style it here. So class name, here I'm going to give it like a text large XL. I'm going to have a font to be semi bold like that, and also I want to give margin bottom of 2 like that. So I need to copy the title, so I'm going to copy the title here and also the description. So for this one, copy this, and let me paste it here. So for the heading, after the heading, now we can have like the paragraph. So let me just copy this here, and paste it. So I'm just going to paste it here, and let me style this here. So class name, and here I can be able to now style this. So I'm just going to give it a variation. So for example, I'm going to give it a color variation of 600, and also margin bottom of 2. So if I do that and come back here to my code, let me see if this will be, yeah, you can see it's being displayed this way. And now I need to have now this button here. So for this button, I'm going to just add it here. So for this one, it will be easy. So this one will be delete, and then we can have a class name here to style it. So I'm going to have a background color of red variation, that is, and also I'm going to give a padding of 2. I'm going to give a text of white, and also I need to give a font to be semi bold, and also I need to give a cursor to be pointer like that. So if I save that and then come back here, yeah, you can see we are going to have like this banner here. So we can have other, for example, banners. So if I want to add other banners, I can be able to copy this like that and paste it down here like that. So if I do that, come back here, be able to see that now the banners will be aligned here. So we need now to work on the left side where we need to add the banner. So let's do that. So for the other part, let me just come back here and scroll up to the right side here. So I'm going to give a div here. So for this one, I'm going to have a class name, and I'm going to make sure that they are displayed vertically. So that is display flex, and then flex should be column. So the first thing that I'm going also to have here is another div. So I want to have a styling here also. For this one, I'm going to give a flex of 1, and also I want to give a PG to be white, and also I want to give a padding of 5 like that. So for that, now I think inside here now we can have another div, okay, like that. And then after that, I need to have another div here. So actually I can just work with this. So let me just have a class name here, and I'm going to give a flex, then flex will be column, like that. So for now, yeah, I need to have now this part. So let me show you which part I want here. So this part where we have this image, and then after that we have this circle that has a plus icon. So let me add it here now. So let me have a div. So to create that part, so I'm going to have a class name here. So the first thing is to have a border. So a border that has a width of 2. I'm going to have a height, and I want the height to be having a height of 100 pixels. I'm going to have a width of 100 pixels, and also I'm going to have border a border of let me add here a border of this color, and also I want to give a border solid. So border solid, like that, and should be rounded MD, like that. So after that, now I need to have let me just come here. So if I do that and come back to my code here, yeah, you can see we have this circle here. So now inside here, I think I can add even the thickness. So I think this one will be just okay if I add the thickness. So okay, we don't have like the thickness of 3 here, so I'm just going to stick with 2. And then inside here now I'm going to have now the I'm going to have now the icon for the fab plus. But before that, I'm going to have a label here, and this label we are going to use when we are selecting the image. So I'm going to format this, and after we having the label will wrap up the icon. So this one I need to first of all, the label will wrap up the icon. So this one we are going to have a label here also, like that, and then inside here we can have the icon. So for the icon, for we are going to have a far plus icon, so like that. And then here I want to style the icon, so class name, and yeah, I want to give text to have a font size of 20 pixels. And then here for the label, let me add the class name here. I want to give it a style of to be having cursor to be pointer, so that when you select the image, you can be able to know that you need to click that part. So I'm going to format this, and then if I come back here, you can see this one is not centered. And I think what I can do here is that I can have another div that wraps this part. So let me just come up here. Let me have a div here. So this div I'm going to just make sure that I'm going to make sure that I style it. So I'm going to have maybe let me just add the for example the border. So let me have the border to be having a border of 2. And actually I think also I think this one I can just say flex, and then I can just add here item center to be able to center this part. So justify also to be center. Let me see if this one will just center my content. Yeah, you can see where it is placed, but I want to have for example, let me add the margin top of something like 20 pixels, or let me just 40 pixels, like that, and save it. Yeah, you can see it's now placed at the center. So now, but I need to have an image here up here. So let me just add that here. So that one we are going to have a label. So let me just come up here and we are going to have a label. So this one I'm going to just say image like that. Let me see if this one will work the way I want. So for this one, yeah, you can see we have that. And then this one I can be able to, I think, style it. So I can say font to be semi-bold, this one, like that, yes. So now let me format this also. And if I come back, yeah, you can see it is looking fine. And now the other thing is for this text, we are going to work on it when we are actually doing the integration. So for now, I'm just going to leave it like that. So let me just come up here, and after we have this part where we have the this div, or where we have to select the image. So now we can have the other part where we display the title. So we display the title and then the input. So it will be just a div. So for this div here, so let me just add a class name, and then this one also we are going to have a flex, and then this one will have a flex of a flex column. So inside here I'm going to have a span or a label, and this one, for example, will be title. And here now let me add the class name. For this one I'm going to give it just a font to be semi-bold, and here I'm going to have an input that I'm going to style. So for example, this one, let me first of all show you how this input will look like. So you can see now, right now you cannot be able to see the input. So what I'm going to do also is to make sure that here we have margin y to be 3, something of the sort. If I save that, come back here, you can see that we have a space. So for this input here, let me style this input. So the first thing that I'm going to give here is the width of 250 pixels, and also I'm going to give outline to be none, to have an outline of none. And then I'm going also to give a border bottom, so I can give a border bottom 2, and also I can give the color of that border. So I'm going to give a variation of gray, so like that. And then I'm going to call it border solid, or like that. So if I save this and then come back here, I think I can also add another part here now, one for the subtitle. So copy this, and I'm going to add this one to be subtitle. So subtitle like that. So if I save this, come back here, yeah, you can see we have the subtitle. Let me see this one. So yeah, it's looking the same. So here I need to add now the button. So for the button, let me just come here, and then here we have the button. So this one will just be upload, and then let me style here. So for this one, I can actually copy from this other button here, and then I'm going to just change the color of that button. So copy this, and then I'm going to paste it here, and then I'm going to change the color here for this button. So for this one, I'm going to give this color here, which is like a black color, like that. I think it's 1E. So yeah, and then if I come back here, so you can see we have this for the upload. So I want also to change this from the label to a span. I think that's one here, this one will be, let me have it as a span. So this one should be span here, span. And the other thing here is that I want to have this as will just be semi-bold, font semi-bold, like that. And if you come back here now, you can see that we have the image, the title, and then subtitle. So the same as this one here. So I think now we are going to end this video here, but before that I want to upload the code. So let me upload the code here. Git add git commit. So we have this one here. Then let me do the push. So git push, like that. So right now, because we have an upstream, it should push like that. So it should push the code. So I'm going to do the merge here. Let me see if I have a pull request. So to my GitHub, and then after that I'm going to repositories. After that I need to go to this repo here, and for this repo here I don't see I have a pull request. So compare and pull requests. So you can see the branches that I have here. So create and pull request, create pull request, and it is loading, is checking for ability to merge automatically. And after some times now you can merge and confirm merge. So it's merging, and after that now everything is just okay. So I think now that is it for this video. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and also like this video so that you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell. So have a great day. See you on the next video.